talk nerdy to me.
Hey everybody, welcome to day 2 of our 3-day awesome convention. We are going to start our SacTrek convention, and with us here is Captain Mark here, and he is going to fill us in with everything. And you were part of Starfleet, right? You're part of Starfleet?
Yes, I'm the commanding officer of the USS Independence, which is the Sacramento chapter of Starfleet International, which is a worldwide organization of Star Trek fans. It's been around for 40 years.
Awesome.
And I'm also the program manager for SacTrek, so I was responsible for putting together all of the panels and everything on the Star Trek end of things. And so far, it's been really exciting.
Yeah, it's been really wonderful so far. You got a great turnout today, too, so you must be really proud.
Fantastic. And we got Tim Russ.
Yes, we have Tim Russ here
this year, and he's been just great to work with, and he performed last night, and he can really sing, too.
Yeah. If you guys haven't checked out any of his music, you should go, and it was wonderful last night. His music was beautiful. Everyone should go check it out. Mm-hmm. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you guys got going on here?
We're here today advertising, recruiting people in the area to join our crew, and we, as you can see, we've got a plethora of people from different eras and age groups and everything from the fandom. So we have a fantastic time when we meet, and we're raising money for our chapter by selling props and replicas and things and showing off all of our stuff.
That's awesome. And so who do we have all here with us today?
Well, we have, first of all, my executive officer, Commander Rachel Wagner, also my wife. I have my lieutenant, Mike Sunstall. He's my chief engineer. I have Lieutenant Deanna Size. She's my ship's counselor. Then I have Lieutenant Laura Moore. She's my chief medical officer. I have Lieutenant Ian Novo, who is my morale officer. I have Lieutenant Bree Heitzman, who is one of our communications specialists. And then I have our xenobiologist, or as I like to say, xenozoologist, I'm sorry, or as I like to say, our tribble farmer, Lieutenant Katie Hansen.
And so what kind of props do you have here to sell for us?
Oh, we've got replicas of the dedication plaques of a couple of the ships that you see on the show. We have replicas of communicator badges from the Next Generation and Voyager. We have copies of our embroidered ship's patch, of our seal. Holsters for tricorders, because a lot of people have tricorders. Not a lot of people have holsters, so we make holsters.
Awesome.
And then we have tote bags with the Indy logo on them. Yeah, people to go and put their stuff in that they buy as they shop.
That's awesome. And how do you get one of these snazzy uniforms?
Oh, you order them online. Yeah, Starfleet International has a deal for members of Starfleet with cosplaysky.com.
Awesome.
They get a discount on the uniforms, but they're fantastic, and they'll do them custom to your dimensions and everything.
That's pretty cool. So that's something I'm going to look into. So if people want to get in touch with you guys and become a part of your crew, how do they get a hold of you guys?
They can go to our website. It is ussindependence.net. And they can get a hold of us there. Our email address is there. Or if they're available on the second Saturday of the month, we meet at the Carmichael Public Library.
Okay.
So they can catch us there. Next month's meeting is going to be at a different time, but our website has all the details.
All right, so go ahead and check that out online if you guys are interested. And you guys do this every year?
Well, this is the first year.
The first year?
This is the inaugural year of SacTrek.
Oh my gosh, we're here at the first year, yes.
First year con.
It's like we're the hipsters. We were here before it was cool. Yes. So you guys going to try and do this again next year?
We might. I don't know if I'm going to be the program director next year. It was a lot of work, but I'm sure we'll have a table be involved in some other way. But it's been a lot of fun.
Well, I will look forward to, if you guys do this again next year, I will definitely come out. I definitely think you guys should do this again. This was a lot of fun. And thank you guys again for having us and talking with us.
It's been great. It's been great. Just being captain and trying to do programming for a con, and I go to school full time. It's a lot of work, but the con has been great. We've had a blast.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the convention, and we'll see you guys around.
All right.
Thanks, guys. All right. Hey, everyone, and we are here with the guest of honor at SacTrek, Tim Russ. Thank you so much for sitting down with us today.
My pleasure.
And, you know, you are iconic for being Tuvok, but you've also played other characters in the Star Trek universe. Like, you showed up in Next Generation as a mercenary,
yes,
and you showed up in Deep Space Nine as a Klingon.
Yes.
And so you played a Klingon, and Tuvok is obviously a Vulcan, and they're completely different races in the universe. So what was it like playing, you know, just people that come from completely different backgrounds and having to bring those characters to life?
Well, both these characters that I played had already pretty much been established in the Trek world, so I have that as a foundation. I got to pattern my behavior and the way the character is presented based on what's already been seen and the fans are already aware of. So I've got to keep that consistent.
Yeah.
If there's any chance to put the nuances in there, then I can put those in there. If it's with a character like Tuvok over time. If it's a Klingon, just getting it one episode one time, then I've got to find something about, to utilize that I can make this character stand out a little bit more, make him individual. But essentially, I still got to do the basics, which is I got to bring the Klingon to the table,
Yeah. And you have a lot of different. I went to your website and looked at all the different projects you're involved in. You just recently released a children's book.
Yeah, we've had a children's book out for about maybe 2 or 3 years. It's called Bugsters. It's a combination book and CD, and it's 2 short stories that have music in them as well. And there's a soundtrack with songs and stuff included on the CD. And it has the 2 11-minute short stories the kids can read along with the CD because it's all completely voiced with all the sound effects, all the characters voiced out. Myself, Chase Masterson, Ethan Phillips are on there. And also the age range is about from 4 to 7, somewhere in there.
That's really cool. And did you make that for any inspiration? Like, do you have children, grandchildren?
Yes, I have a daughter at the time. My daughter Madison was very young when we did it. And she's now grown. But, when we put it together and then released it, I was inspired by having my own daughter at the time, and it worked out really well.
That's really awesome. And is there any particular project that you do or you have done that you're most proud of?
I'm very proud of that one, actually, the children's project. I work with my sister as well. She does a lot of children's material, CDs, DVDs, all that kind of stuff. And she's also sort of distributing my material for me. That's one of the projects I really am proud of. I'd love to be able to get it into an animated form. Also very proud of the recent pilot for CBS, sort of a pilot presentation of the Star Trek Renegades, which is done and online right now, showing on StarTrekRenegades.com. And very proud of that. A lot of work went into that, a lot of people, and I'm very happy that it came out the way it did.
That's amazing. And you did a lot of directing and writing for that?
Yeah, mostly directing. The writing was done by the producer and a couple of other Trek writers who used to write freelance. So my contribution is primarily is getting it on camera in live action, and then it worked out really well. And my girlfriend Deborah Hartwell is here at the show with me today as well. She did all the costumes, about 64 of them.
Wow, that's a lot.
And built, yeah.
What would you say is your most favorite, most memorable Tuvok moment from when you were on the show? Just something that stands out when you think back on your time there. What's like the most memorable thing?
I think one of that, there might have been the earlier episodes of Meld, in which he loses his capacity to control his emotions and goes off on the captain. That was a really interesting and intense sort of day for shooting. And also, I liked working on with Ethan Phillips on the episode Rise a lot. I just enjoyed working that week on that show. I liked the storyline and the whole thing behind it, and I enjoyed working on that particular episode a lot. Futures End 1 and 2 I also enjoyed. Because we were able to leave the studio and shoot all over the city for a change.
That must be fun, just getting out of the studio and getting out.
We don't do it often because it costs too much money to go home. So
And I just have one last question for you, and that is, for anyone out there watching, youngsters out there that want to become actors, want to become musicians, want to go out there and do what you do, what kind of advice would you give them?
Well, right now, the opportunity for people to create their own platforms, their own projects, their own things is wide open. It's like the wild, wild west. So in terms of the environment of the media, it's becoming more and more fragmented in terms of how many viewers you can get and how many opportunities there are to get your material out there. It's very different than when I started. So just to be aware of what the landscape is and what the potential is for you to be able to do your own thing, to showcase yourself and your talents on your own, is wide open. The technology now is much less expensive to be able to produce and edit and cut and all these things, your own projects. That's something to think about to start with. If you're looking to work as an actor for somebody else to hire you, You have to know what you're doing. You have to know to study. You got to get your scene study, your improv study, or you have to be aware of what kind of character you could play. What do you look like? What's your walk and talk like? And then you just basically learn some fundamental building blocks in terms of how to break down a scene, how to play a scene, whether you're stronger in comedy, whether you're stronger in drama, and find out what it is you do really well, and then focus and hone that particular skill. So if you're a bad guy, you play bad guys. If you're a funny guy, you play funny guys. If you're a heroine, those are the characters you're going to try to play for. If you're going to be the friend next door or the whatever, those are the characters you play for. So whatever that character is that you're most likely to play, that's what they're going to hire. So get really, really good at playing those kinds of roles.
Thank you, and it was so wonderful being able to sit down with you today and talk with you, and my fans certainly appreciate it. Thank you for coming out to SacTrek. It was great, and thank you so much.
Very good. All right, very good. Thank you.
Talk nerdy to me. Talk nerdy to me.